What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Mavericks Franchise, Episode 7. Today, we're gonna be doing the matchup with Memphis Grizzlies. I did the first meet on Veterans Day, which is the Mavericks beat the Grizzlies 132-95. Let's check out the stats there. Mavericks are Dirk Nowitzki 33 points and 4 assists. Vince Carter scores 26 points, and Michael Conley gets double-double, 24 points and 12 assists. The Grizzlies are 4-3 and the Mavericks are 6-1. It's gonna be a great game. So now let's get back and then it's time to simulate truth day. We'll see who's gonna be the Mavericks and the Grizzlies bout. I forgot. We need to go to turn off the ABA bowl first, and let's get back in the game now. So that's it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. Hopefully the results for the next games. But that's it for now. This is Andre, and see you and enjoy until the result. Now, hopefully, the Dallas Mavericks show a 7-1.
Hi and welcome. This is Damon Bruce, and you're watching 2K Sports. Wednesday night in the NBA. It's going to be the Dallas Mavericks up against the Memphis Grizzlies. And with opening tip on the way, let's head out to Memphis to join our broadcast team of Kevin Harlan, Clark Kellogg, and Steve Kerr.
History in the making.
Live from Memphis, at the home of the Grizzlies, we're broadcasting from the FedEx Forum. With you for this installment of 2K Sports coverage of the NBA. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg to bring you all the action. And the Grizzlies on friendly ground as they continue this homestand. Looking at their performance last year, they're about where you'd expect them to be, guys. They'd like to take that next step in a positive direction here, Steve, with a win.
Looking at Memphis, they've had a tough time setting themselves apart from the pack this season.
Yeah, they sure have. It's really been one of those years where nothing really gets going. There's never kind of an ignition that kicks in for this club. They just kind of seem to hover around the middle all year.
Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Nowitzki is out there with Odom. Then there's Carter. Then there's Marion. And it's Kidd in at the wall. And for the Grizzlies, Conley and Mayo in the backcourt. Rudy Gay is out there with Arthur. And it's Gasol in at the center. Carter with the bucket.
He has such a calm demeanor, but he locks in, takes his time, and finishes. Well, Dirk Nowitzki has been so good throughout his career, and I think maybe most impressive has been his consistency. He has now averaged better than 20 points per game for 11 consecutive seasons. That is amazing.
A chance now to go to Dorisburg, who had a chance to talk with Rick Carlisle.
Kevin, nothing frustrates a team more than turning the ball over, and Coach said they'll be trying to cause as much havoc and frustration out there as they possibly can. He said if he sees a big number in the steals column of the box score, they know they'll have done their job and likely come out with a win. We'll see.
Thank you very much, Doris. So it's mainly Clark and Steve about defense for them early on.
Well, you know what I mean? It's pretty simple. The fewer points you allow, the fewer you have to score for yourself. I mean, that's elementary.
Yeah, and particularly in this game, I think it makes sense. I mean, establish the defensive end of the floor, try to convert some buckets in transition off your defense, and try to take control of the game that way.
And talking about Dirk, no matter who you are topping, 20 points a game for that long is very hard to do.
Oh, it speaks to his consistency. He's a Hall of Famer, there's no doubt about it. I mean, there are actually a lot of guys in the Hall of Fame already that haven't reached numbers like that. So he's an elite scorer, one of the best we've seen in the history of the league. And what makes it unique is he's a 7-foot jump shooter who now has expanded his game by being more effective in the post.
Clark, top 30 player of all time, regardless of position, top 30?
I'd be comfortable going there right now. Yeah, I'd be comfortable going there. Yeah.
Here's Conley. He had 10 points in the win against Sacramento. To end the run, and it's Mayo, that time on the assist by Gasol.
Boy, they are locked and loaded early. 3 for 3.
Nowitzki outside. Defended by Gasol. Good. Nowitzki's got his second basket.
Pretty impressive. 5 straight makes to start this game. And the Grizzlies had such a good season a year ago, and one of the areas they improved was their play against Western Conference opponents. They went from 22 wins the year before to 30 last season.
Here's Odom, following the basket by O.J. Mayo. And Carter with the basket on the assist by Odom. That's 7 points for Vince Carter. And for the Grizzlies in this competitive Western Conference, Steve, you just said it, they've added 8 wins. Just making the playoffs, defeating the #1 seed San Antonio Clark, no small accomplishment.
No, it's a great accomplishment, Kevin, and I think their transformation into a defensive-minded team was one of the keys. I mean, they had scoring threats, guys who could put up points, but when you play tough defense at the NBA level, that really raises your ceiling.
That is good. Nowitzki's got 7 points.
Boy, fast start here. Their offense has been very impressive.
Yeah, they're making their own luck, Clark, really playing with a purpose offensively.
Here's Arthur. This game we saw him score 13.
Well, I like Darrell Arthur. He's a guy who is starting to figure out his role in the NBA. Has a double-double type game in terms of scoring and rebounding as he continues to improve.
Ish Smith, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. And then for Dallas, Jason Terry, he's checked in for Carter. And Barea subbed in for Jason Kidd. Mayo against Terry. Marion against Gay. And Marion gets it to go. And Darrell Arthur, greatly improved last season at Kansas. Clark, a great score there. And he's starting out to live up to that in the pros.
Yeah, I think he's found a nice rhythm, a good comfort level for himself. I mean, he's more than doubled his scoring while improving his accuracy, and really a breakthrough season for him.
Here's Smith. Nowitzki with the steal.
He's been a little careless, just not in sync, out of rhythm.
Yeah, it's still early, but with 3 turnovers. Already, it's time to buckle down.
You could see that dunk coming a mile away. Anytime he gets in that close to the bucket, it's all over.
Now here is Smith. They trail by 9 points. Guarded by Barea. Smith dishes to Gay. Sean Marion covering. Gathers. Gay. No luck.
That's exactly where they wanted to go with the ball, even though he didn't finish.
Outside Terry, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Smith outside. The dish now to Arthur.
You know, guys, Dallas kind of gets slept on in terms of playoff action because they've been so disappointing in recent years, but they worked hard all season, and the hard work has its reward.
Great perspective. Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Young comes in for Rudy Gay. And Tony Allen subbed in for O.J. Mayo. And then for Dallas, Peja Stojakovic comes in for Lamar Odom. And Jason Kidd has subbed in for J.J. Barea. Stolen by Terry. Straight up. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, don't give up anything for free. I like that. Send him to the line.
Yeah, they don't want to sit back and watch you lay it in. I mean, make them earn it. Make them earn it. Don't give up anything easy.
The Grizzlies trail by 14. Here's Smith. Here's Marion. While we've got a sec, let's check out the Sprite Slam Cam.
And you have to like the way they started out offensively.
Yeah, I like the way they've put together basket after basket, consecutive hoops, and as a result, they put together a nice lead here.
Kidd against Smith. Will it go? Allen. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
Well, and you can't let them get deep position.
Yeah, you got to do your work early here, Steve, and you got to be physical with it.
And the long ball really falling for them early.
And they're riding some really hot shooting. I mean, they're running ahead right now in this one.
The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Mavericks lead by 17.
How about the three-point shooting? The scoring has really come in bunches from long range.
Yeah, it seems like every time down the floor they're knocking down the triple.
And we'll see you in just a moment.
Rose and the Chicago Bulls go up against Kenyon Martin and the Denver Nuggets. The NBA season blasts off. Don't miss out.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. Here's Kidd. So with Gay on the bench, here's how the floor looks for Lionel Hollins. Mike Conley and Tony Allen at the 1 and 2. Leon Poe out there with Sam Young, and it's Haddadi in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Another open look hits bottom from outside.
Yep, and that's 3 of their last 5 makes from beyond the arc.
Puts up the baby hook, and count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
3 straight buckets in the paint. They're making it look effortless.
Well, speaking of effortless, you'd like to see a little more out of the defense. How about trying, guys? And once again, the Mavs were a terrific road team last year, winning 28 games and losing 13 away from Dallas.
You know, Clark, you always don't think of them that way, but the Mavs have been a great team on the road for quite some time.
You know, you do overlook that, Kevin, until you look at the numbers. I mean, I'm not sure why it is, but they consistently are.
Boom! And nobody getting in the way.
Not at all. Major throw down there.
And that's the problem when you don't protect the ball.
Exactly. When you surrender the ball like that, you put your defense at a huge disadvantage.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Lamar Odom picks one up.
At 8-8 in the tough Southwest Division, I mean, the Grizzlies did a pretty good job holding their own, and that was their first time avoiding a losing record in the division since its creation in 2004, so a positive step for Memphis.
Outside Carter, another 3 for Dallas.
He's certainly starting to heat up from outside. That's his 3rd for the game, his 2nd in this quarter.
Conley kicks to Haddadi. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Well, the Grizzlies had only hit 500 or above in their division once back when they were in that old Midwest division in 2003-2004.
Yeah, let me tell you, going 8-8 in the Southwest Division last season is no small feat. I mean, every team in the division had a winning record.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Marc Gasol's checked in for Poe. Gay comes in for Sam Young. And it's Mayo in for Tony Allen.
Boy, they've done a lot of their damage from mid-range here, guys. I mean, knocking down those shots with regularity.
Yeah, how about 8 of their last 10 points, guys, coming off that mid-range area jump shot. So, shows you don't have to be at the rim to score.
And for the Dallas Mavericks, what a godsend Peja Stojakovic was last season. I mean, they lost Caron Butler for the season to a knee injury, but he signed with them late in the season, and Stojakovic really came up big.
Outside Conley. He kicks it to Haddadi. Back to Conley. 8 feet out, and it's Memphis with another.
Well, you talk about Peja Stojakovic, guys. He's been slowed down recently by back injuries, but he did a decent job defensively for the Mavs, and I thought he fit that role perfectly for them, made some big shots for them in the playoffs, gave them a lift, and even though he didn't play much of a role in the Miami series, he earned that ring of his.
Even numbers. Here's Gay, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play. The Mavericks making a switch here.
Boy, it had to be difficult for Rudy Gay to sit out the playoffs last year. Had such a good regular season, and then to not be able to help his club out in the postseason had to be very frustrating for him. That's good from Gay. And
And Steve, you mentioned Rudy Gay missing the playoffs last season. He suffered a partially dislocated shoulder, Clark, right before the All-Star break.
And Gay is a guy who never had a chance to play in the playoffs before, Kevin, so that had to be tough. I think it'll certainly motivate him, though, to get back there this season, this time with him leading the way.
Conley kicks to Arthur. Goes up, and that one's good by Gay. Gay's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, you just see them taking it strong into the paint over and over again.
Yeah, that really seems to be the strategy, partner. I mean, pound it inside.
That's good. 16 points for Vince Carter.
When you think of Dallas, and you don't really think about pounded inside team. I mean, and there's good reason for that. Despite their size, they were in the top 5 last year in the number of three-pointers taken.
Now it appears an injury out on the floor, and that does not look like any fun.
Well, let's just hope it's a bump or a bruise and that he's back out on the floor soon.
You know, Steve, just one of those things. It does happen in the course of battle. We'll see.
No coverage that time. Gay's got 7. Clark, going back to Dallas, you're right on the money again. It helps when pretty much everyone on the floor can shoot the 3-ball at any given time.
Makes you hard to guard.
It does.
It sure does, because now you've got the defense spread out, and you've got them on the run, you've got them on a string. It's exactly how Dallas won those games last year. Stretch you out and shoot it.
These teams were last season's best passers. The squads with the most assists in the NBA. Second, the Mavericks.
Well, I thought this team last season was a team that had some beautiful dime. I mean, they would spread the floor with their ball movement and spacing and player movement. It was a beautiful thing to watch. Nice passes leading to baskets.
Marc Gasol's checked in for Memphis. Ishmael Smith comes in for Michael Conley.
And nice swipe there. You could see his eyes get wide open when he saw the opportunity to take the ball.
Arthur passes to Smith. Nowitzki with the steal. Mavericks leading by 21. Gasol covering. And Nowitzki backs in. Fades away. Again, the Mavericks score.
Well, I tell you what, the coaching performance of Rick Carlisle in the playoffs last season was, I think, what cemented him in the minds of many as an outstanding coach. We've always known it. He was terrific with Detroit. He was outstanding with the Pacers. And he's got a championship ring with the Dallas Mavericks. That time he found the gap in the defense to turn that one into a very easy jump shot, a warm-up jumper, if you will.
Took him no time at all on that one. 7 points for Jason Terry. And here are the Grizzlies now.
Well, going back to Carlisle, I mean, he did such a great job, you're right, Clark, in the playoffs last year, mixing up the rotation, going deep into the well to get the right matchups through every step of the playoffs. I mean, I thought he did as good a job as possible for the Mavericks in that playoff run. That's one of the reasons they won the title.
Good luck. And Marion gets it to go. Marion's got his 3rd basket of the night.
You look at their scoring. Mid-range jumpers account for 6 of their last 10 points.
Well, defensively, they're doing a nice job of keeping them out of the paint, but you got to give them credit. They're knocking down shots.
The free throw drops for Smith. And some changes here for the Grizzlies. Leon Pose checked in for Arthur. And Tony Allen subbed in for O.J. Mayo. Dallas also making some changes. Peja Stojakovic, he's checked in for Nowitzki. Johnson comes in for Brendan Haywood. And Jason Kidd has subbed in for J.J. Barea.
Smooth defense there. He made it look like the pass was intended for him.
Kidd against Smith. Here's Gasol. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. Smith's got 3 assists in the game. Terry, that's a good.
That's exactly how. You want to close out the quarter with a basket.
And guys, he got it off just in time. Nice play.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half.
Nowitzki has been playing really well. 18 points, and those 4 3-pointers he's hit have helped him too.
Well, they'd be in a much different position in this game if he wasn't burying those long balls.
Mavericks ahead, running away with this one.
It's a Wednesday night edition of the HP Halftime Report. Let's get to the breakdown. For the Dallas Mavericks, they have the lead against Memphis. And from outside, you couldn't shoot it much better than this. They are scorching hot from beyond the arc. Dirk Nowitzki's scoring with ease against Memphis. He's already racked up 18 points and so far done a great job playing lockdown D. And for Memphis, they've really been battling. Close-range shots, their bread and butter early on, a gigantic lead in points in the paint. A terrific first half for Rudy Gay. He's got 9 points and also sharing it around with a few assists. And here's tonight's scoring leaders, both hoping to keep it going in the second half. A lot in the NBA to catch up on. Let's check it out as we go around the league. Charlotte ended up with a loss to the Cavaliers out at Quicken Loans Arena. Can't quite figure it out how they ended up giving that one away. In one of the other games that went final today, it was the Raptors taking the win at Air Canada Center over the Suns. Looked to be in complete control there. No problems in that one. And a look here at the other action around the association. A closely contested game for the Spurs at AT&T Center going against the Clippers. This one will come down to the wire. Time for us to wrap things up. Let's get back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. I'll see you next time.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Mavericks leading by 21.
Guys, I don't think there's any question about it. It was the best season in Grizzlies franchise history last season. I mean, a team that was 0-12 in the playoffs, had never won a playoff game, upsets the top-seeded Spurs in really convincing fashion. It was clear they were a really difficult matchup for San Antonio.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. Kidd and Terry on. They're manning the backcourt. Odom out there with Nowitzki. And it's Marion in at the small forward position. Releases, and it's good. Walk through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line. Well, the Grizzlies, Clark, took the Thunder all the way to 7 games. This is a team that won 46 games in the regular season. And then all of a sudden, they look like one of the best teams, Steve, in the West.
Yeah, what an amazing turnaround, Kevin. And they did all that without arguably their best player in Rudy Gay. But what I like best about Memphis is that they really established an identity. They pounded you inside. They really hustled defensively. And they were going to outwork you. And I think that was the key in their playoff run.
A moment for our Gatorade injury report. We've got a chance to check up on Vince Carter's status with our Doris Burke.
Guys, I was able to catch up with the Mavericks head athletic trainer, Casey Smith. He told me he has a sprained lower back. Adding that it's one of the more painful injuries you can suffer. It's such bad timing for an injury to occur. There's never necessarily a good time, but this could potentially derail their entire start to this season. A tough break for sure, guys.
All right, Doris, thank you. And Steve and Clark, certainly not the news his fans were hoping for.
No, Kevin, it's, guys, it's really too bad. Just a terribly unfortunate turn of events here.
Well, yeah, you hate to see that happen. And in the meantime, his team now has to compensate for the loss. Let's see how they step up.
Mayo, that's good.
Well, you've got to get the ball out of his hands, bring an extra defender, and force somebody else to beat you.
I agree with you. Make him give it up.
Odom dishes to Terry. The three is launched. Another three for Dallas.
Now, these wide open threes have been their undoing. You have to locate shooters and get a hand up.
Yep, you do, Steve. And even if it means having their assigned defenders stand at home on three-point shooters, I mean, that would be a worthwhile strategy to pursue because you don't want to give good shooters open threes.
A challenging stretch here for Memphis. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
Man, what an incredible night from beyond the arc that they had. The three-pointer was the big weapon.
And, Steve, once the shot started to fall, then it became much easier to quick release.
Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Take a look at the Mavericks. Long way to go still in the season, but even so, they've got the top spot. And, of course, Memphis, 2 games back.
You know, taking a look at Memphis, they've not really done anything to distinguish themselves this year. I mean, they haven't been terrible, but they haven't been very good either.
And this is kind of the worst place to be in the NBA, Clark, just in the middle of the road. I mean, you're not good, you're not bad, you're just sort of mediocre. So this team, I think, has to make some changes.
Here's Conley. Converts on the jumper for the easy 2. Conley's got 4 this quarter. Mavericks leading by 22.
You know, you look at what I thought was a terrific breakthrough season for the Grizzlies a season ago. I mean, in Memphis, we've been seeing them for years now, bit by bit, making the FedEx Forum a tougher and tougher place to come and steal a win. And in the playoffs, I thought that crowd was as good as any we've seen in the league all year.
And here are the Grizzlies now. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. And they've been enjoying this long homestand. That will be game 4 of 5 in a row at home. And that is good. Looking at the Grizzlies' home record last season, 30 up and 11 down. That record has done nothing but improve for the last 5 seasons. They're an ascending ball club, Steve.
They are. A lot of talent, and I hope that great play, Kevin, will energize this Memphis fan base and continue to fill up the Forum the next few years, because this is a rising team in the Western Conference.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Sam Young's checked in for Game, and Tony Allen subbed in for O.J. Mayo. Stolen by Stojakovic. It's been all Mavericks. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
Yeah, and on the offensive end, I thought all the pieces fit together almost perfectly for them.
Well, I certainly have got to agree with that, Steve. I mean, they were really working well together when they had the ball. That's always the sign of a team that has good chemistry.
Conley against Beaubois. Lets it fly. And another basket for Memphis. Here's Beaubois.
They are bringing the intensity defensively.
And that's what full court man-to-man's all about, intensity and focus.
Again, the Mavericks score.
That's 10 straight points now coming in that mid-range jump shot area, guys.
Yeah, it is, and they're picking their spots and finding holes in the middle of that defense to get those shots off, and I think that's very good discipline there. That should be absolutely illegal. A superb alley-oop there. Prime time play.
Well, they had that one. Standing by, just waiting to pull it out.
Well, there's definitely a sense of understanding between those two teammates, that's for sure.
Dallas calls timeout.
Boy, how good were the Mavericks last year against the Western Conference? They won 35 times against Western opponents.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Lamar Odom, he's checked in for Haywood. Marion comes in for Johnson. And it's Terry in for Roddy Bobois. Going back now to the Mavs, they didn't win the division, Clark, but they nabbed the 3 seed in the playoffs. And that played a nice part of it.
Yeah, you know, they edged out the Thunder by 2 wins, and the difference there was the record of those 2 teams against the Western Conference. So I know it's a long season, and sometimes it's hard to value every game, but when you're a playoff team, a contending championship team, every game does mean something during that regular season.
Absolutely. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
He is extremely comfortable behind that three-point line. I mean, especially when you give him that kind of room to operate.
Stevenson. And here we go with Michael Conley. 8 points for him. Goes straight up, and he banks in the layup. Conley's got 10 points in the game. Odom with it. It's Terry outside. A miraculous buzzer beater.
Well, I love how he kept his cool there. Low stress, not a care in the world.
You're right.
Oh, man, with time running down, knowing that you need to hurry up and get that shot off, and yet he takes his time and knocks it down.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Dirk Nowitzki having a dominant impact in this game.
Yeah, so far in this one, he's played a different role than normal, but you know, he's done a nice job as this team's playmaker here today.
And all of it's worked for the most part. I mean, he might not be known as a dime dropper, but after this game, he will be.
And we'll return momentarily.
On tap next Monday, Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls go on the road to battle the Utah Jazz. It's East and West. You don't want to miss it.
Now let's check in with Doris Burke for our Sprite Spark of the game. Doris?
Kevin, our Spark Award goes to the Dallas Mavericks. There have been no missteps along the way, and they have shown great heart and hustle so far. It's been a big factor as to why they're in the position to win this thing. Guys?
And as always, Doris, thank you. Allen and Gay out on the perimeter. Haddadi is out there with Leon Poe, and it's Conley in at the guard position. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Mavericks leading by 21. Outside Terry. That's good. Terry's got 11 in the second half.
Tell you what, he's draining the 3 ball at will, guys.
Yeah, he is, and they've got to find a way to get out there on it.
Allen outside. Over Marion. Oh, that's blocked. Puts up the baby hook. And so here is Dallas. This is their second meeting of the year against this Grizzlies team.
That was one of those games where everybody has fun because they blew them out. The bench played. Everybody got in on the act.
Here's Conley. Guarded now by Jason Terry. Marion against Gay. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Going back to what Steve said, Clark, how about the massive contribution they got from their bench in that win?
Kevin, it was very impressive. There's no denying that. I mean, you wouldn't have known who were the starters and who were the reserves based on the production.
Well, with the defense recovering into the lane, you've got a wide open shooter at the 3-point line.
Nowitzki, that's for 2. And Dallas again with the bucket.
Well, they haven't had to ask him to do too much, but he's doing whatever's needed out there.
Conley kicks to Gay, guarded by Marion, with the shot. Rudy Gay again. Gay's got 9 points now in just the second half.
He can't seem to stop anybody inside.
They got to know that if they don't make life tougher in the paint, their opponent is just going to keep going there. I mean, it's not like they'll get tired of all these in-close opportunities.
Defense. Wasn't able to get back fast enough to contest.
Well, they were caught flat-footed after committing the turnover that time, guys.
The Mavericks making a switch here.
You know, Rudy Gay's game, Kevin, is aesthetically pleasing. I mean, you see the highlight reel dunks, but that perfect high-arcing jump shot, that's sweet, too.
J.J. Barea is checked in for Dallas. That's good from Gay. And when you watch Rudy Gay run, Steve, you can just tell he's an athlete with that loping gait.
It looks like he was just born to play basketball, doesn't he? 6'8" frame, kind of wiry, strong, beautiful hang time and after.
Boy, how about the touch on that pass? Lobbed it up there nice and soft.
Yeah, looked like it made Steve for a pretty easy catch.
Well, the pass may have been soft, but the dunk was anything but.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies.
Well, Rudy Gay taken with the number 8 overall pick in 2006. Some really good players have been drafted number 8, including yours truly back in 1982.
Dirk Nowitzki, who's checked in for the Mavericks. Kidd comes in for J.J. Barea. Here's Conley. Gasol's in the post. He's against Nowitzki. And here's Mayo for 3. And that one's good. Good point, Clark. And over the years, some solid players taken with that number 8 pick. Steve Jamal. Crawford was taken there. Andre Miller.
And that 8th pick, not always a superstar that low in the draft. In fact, been quite a few busts over the years in that 8th slot, but you know, if you can get yourself a Rudy Gay or maybe a Clark Kellogg, you can consider yourself lucky.
Taken away by Kidd. Goes up, finishes the break with a slam.
Cruising to the finish line.
Yeah, and barring something catastrophic happening, it looks like they'll go home with a nice victory here.
Again, Memphis. 1:51 left in the game. Nowitzki against Gasol. That's good. 29 points for Nowitzki.
That's now 7 straight for them coming from fast breaks.
Just making it look easy out there the way they're running.
Shoots from 12, and the Grizzlies check on 2 more.
Well, it's been a tale of 2 halves, hasn't it, guys? After a terrible first half, he's really picking it up.
Got a piece of it. Out of bounds. And they retain possession. Here's Stojakovic. Another 3 for Dallas.
Tell you what, with the 3-pointers flowing, this defense is really struggling right now.
Yeah, it's a big differential in points off of threes, and they've got to do a better job of closing out defensively. 3 straight hoops in transition now. They'll want to end that trend in a hurry.
Now, there's really no excuse for giving up easy baskets in transition. You got to get back and hustle. Now, they're hanging on to this lead, but they won't be for long if they continue to turn the ball over.
That's exactly right, guys. I mean, they've already given away 4 points because of bad decisions, and that number will grow if they don't sharpen things up out there.
And that ought to do it. That should seal the deal.
Yep, I agree. Closing it out with relish.
Deflected. Nowitzki with the steal. Here's the three. Another three for Dallas.
Looks like it's over. Double-digit margin, clock running down. Just take care of the ball now.
Yep, it's a simple equation. This one's over. Use the clock and take care of the arm.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies.
And you wonder how important Dirk Nowitzki is to the Mavs. Well, last season they were humming along, had one of the best records in the NBA. And then Dirk had a knee injury, kept him out of 9 games. Dallas went 2-7 without him. So this is a team that really revolves completely around Dirk Nowitzki.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Lamar Odom is checked in for Patience Stojakovic. Marion comes in for Johnson. And it's Terrian for Roddy Beaubois. .40 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Right at the free throw line. Into Marcus Gasol. Nice pass. Went into the rack perfectly for the layup. You talked about the Mavs without Dirk. The huge gap in their winning percentage speaks for itself. 55 and 18 with him in the lineup.
You know, Kevin, as great a mark as that is for Dirk, it kind of also points out just how dependent the Mavs are on him. I mean, he is their franchise guy. And if he goes down, the team really struggles.
Clark, and they can just let the clock run out here.
No argument with that W.
And that should do it. This is an insurmountable lead.
Yep, there's too little time left, too big a deficit to overcome. This one's over.
He's done a ton to help his team, guys, and he may have to do more if they're going to come back and win.
Gets it to go. Nowitzki's got 34.
This team just looking to run at every opportunity.
Circles around them is what they're doing. I mean, pushing the tempo and really enjoying an advantage there.
So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Dirk Nowitzki.
have? Alright, let me check the headlines now. Let's check out what happened at Dallas Mavericks. We got an injury update, which is the Vince Carter. Let's check out the injury report. Injury report. And there he is. Vince Carter is out for 2 to 4 weeks due to the lower back strain, which because in the second quarter, Carter hit the 3 while the OJ Mayo got hit on you. As you can see, Vince Carter could not play any game out for 2 to 4 weeks. I believe might be December right now. Let's check out what's going on there. We're gonna check out the next Lakers game. Check out the let's check the results. Bobcats beat the Cavs as Jameson scores 35 points. Walker even at 22. Raptors upset Suns. Wow, as Jonas almost got 25 points and 9 rebounds as a double-double. Even Nash's only outscored 16. Mavericks and Grizzlies, great game as Mike Conley scores 24 and Nowitzki gets 34 points. Terry's got scored. Timberwolves beats Bucks. Wow, as Beasley again scores 41 points. And Jackson only has 24 points. Rockets and Hornets. And 20 points for Jaren Jack. And Scola and Dragic tied and 21 points. Next, Thunder. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook as Westbrook scores 29 points and 15 boards as a double-double. And Kevin Durant scores 31 points. Deron Williams scores 34 points. Next up, Wizards Kings and Bulls Blazers. Blazers upset Bulls in a 1-point game in overtime. Greg Oden almost scores a double-double, 16 and 9 boards. Derrick Rose only has 21 points. Wizards beat the Kings. Kings and DeMarcus and Thomas tied with 16 points. And John Wall, the rookie, 41 points and 6 assists. That was incredible. Pacers and Hawks. Johnson scores 21 points and Collison scores 24 points. Clippers Spurs wins a close game. Dawkins scores double-double again, 28 points and 10 boards. Chauncey Billups scores 26 points and Chris was still not there because of the injury due to the broken hand. And then for the Warriors Sixers as Monte Ellis scores 41 points, wants to dominate, and Andre Iguodala only has 17 points. And in Celtics seed, Wade scores 26 points and almost double-double as with LeBron with 24 points. And Kevin Garnett scores 31 points. And the Knicks Nuggets in a close game. Dene scores 26 points and Danilo Gallinari scores double-double, 25 points and 12 boards. Even Stoudemire scores 34 points. And even Lin is still almost a double-double. Anthony scores 15 points. Let me see, did injury for Stephen Curry or he traded? No. Stephen Curry was injured. His day-to-day is hurt for twisted ankle. Alright, we only have 2 games there. We're just a simulate around. And the Knicks beat the Lakers 95 to 92. Kobe Bryant scores 39 points. And Carmelo Anthony this time scores 41 points. And a duo matchup between Kobe and Carmelo, one incredible duo in the slugfest. They score, I believe, 80 points are combined. And the Celtics Magic dominant Celtics as Dwight Howard scores 24 points and Arenas scores a double-double, 20 to 13 boards. And even Pierce only has scores 19. Now let's check out the mini games right there. As 12 games are jam-packed with the ESPN. So the first game was the ESPN Heat Cavaliers, and the second game is the Bulls Suns. So with the Blazers Pacers, with the great games, gonna simulate around with I'm gonna skip the Sacramento. Let's see, it's gonna be a week. And right now, 5-game winning streak and dominant Sacramento. Look in the first quarter. Only Kings are scored 15 points. They only have 1 win. Who did have 1 win? Where's the Sacramento who did the first win? Who did the first win against, I believe it was... No, there was the opening game with the Rockets 76-73 as the Kings follow 1-9. Let's check out the stats. And both double is complete. Total dominated. Nowitzki scores 28 points and 10 boards. Lamar Odom scores 19 points and 13 boards. How about the Kings? Isaiah Thomas only has 20 points. Let's check out the other games. Pacers survived in a 1-point game in the close game. Bobcats upset the Sixers. We got the Raptors beat the Bucks again. Spurs beat the Timberwolves. Nets beat the Hornets. Thunder beat the Nuggets. Clippers beat the Jazz. Warriors beat the Wizards. Heat beat the Cavaliers. Pistons beat the Hawks in the close game. And also Chicago close game over the Phoenix Suns. They also 1-point game. The 3 of 1-point game almost. Pacers, Pistons, and Bulls. Let's check out the upcoming games on November 19. We got the Mavericks, Hawks, Cavaliers, Bobcats, Hornets, Magic, Nets, Rockets, Timberwolves, Grizzlies, Wizards, Nuggets, and we got the Blazers, Bucks, Kings, Spurs, Bulls, Clippers. As you can see, NBA D-League will be official. We'll start there. Here's our NBA D-League 4-game schedule. We got Austin Toros take on Maine Red Claws. Armor take on Bayhawks. Iowa Energy versus Wizards. And Tulsa 66 take on Jam. So now let's check out don't start the game now. Check out the standings for the Hawks in the East. They got 4-4 in the standings as the Heat and Mavericks are the top seed. We're gonna could be the next stage. As the Mavericks and the Magic are the top 3. Mavericks, Heat, and Magic are the top 3. Clippers are the 4, 5, 6, and then the 7, 8 for the Knicks and Bulls. Now let's check out the way ending up right now. It's time to save, and that will be the end now. We're ending the video now, right, guys? And now we'll see you next Friday night as we resume the NBA television broadcast. Tomorrow, we got the Thunder 76ers and the Mavericks Warriors. So this is Andre Kenshin. Say good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll have the Thunder Sixers and the Mavericks Warriors. See you and peace out. Bye.